Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm going to be reacting to Hunter x Hunter chapter 408. So usually I do like a recap and like more new thoughts that I've had over the week in regards to the chapter before this one. But like 407 was mostly just setting up this chapter and explaining the rules of how this game is going to work. It's basically, yeah, like, do this and maybe I'll explain things to you. But it's definitely gonna be tricky. Like, I have 407 in another tab just so I can go to it whenever I don't remember how a card works. So yeah, this is gonna be, you're gonna have to be a little patient with me on this one, because I really want to understand everything that's going on with the mechanics of that. And we might get some more characterization from Morena, since Borksen seems quite observant of the biggest emotion within her. But yeah, let's just get onto it. You go first. Please, pick a card. Title is Negotiations Part 2. Makes sense? Let's see. She's gonna pick the one with the arrow. Negotiation game, begin. The aim card. Why did you pick this one? What? Chit chat is allowed? Then I'll go for it, but there's no penalty, is there? Oh my. Okay. Okay, the aim card. If you pick this card, I'll explain my goals. What we're trying to do by inviting you here and recruiting you. I'll try to be as concise as I can, but if you have any questions pertaining to my goals, I'll provide it. Then, okay. Got it. Okay. Of course it's alright. We might as well get to know each other. Yo, that expression for Morena as she's saying that, you almost believe it that she really means that. It's like she really wants to care for Borksen, as if she's not forcing her to do this. Oh my god, the next panel too, Morena doing a goofy face. Stop it. I'm not falling for it. Say, are there others? Maybe about 50 in all? Okay. Huh. I was expecting her to go to the point right away, like, why do you want to recruit me into your group? Huh, nice try. They're not going to talk. There are others, but no more questions. Use a card if there's something you want to ask. I picked aim to help me decide, obviously. Fine, I won't answer any more of your questions either. Oh, that's so sad. Alright, if you answer one question, you can ask me one question too. Thank you. Man, the way that Toashi is drawing Morena in this chapter so far, really, like, he really wants to disarm you and make you think, like, you know, oh, it's okay right now to be comfortable in her presence. I'm not. I'm not. So less than 50 of them. They didn't stiffen up and the response was quick, so my guess wasn't even close. Probably about half that. My goal is the destruction of Kakin. Once that's done, I'll keep trying until the destruction of all humanity. I need you to do that. Oh my god, the fucking... Yo, the screen tone for this panel is insane. It's like straight up from like a shoujo manga in like a romantic moment. What is this? Kind of makes me think back, way back in the first arc, when Killa first tells Gon, like, yeah, my family's a bunch of assassins, so, but I didn't want to be that anymore, so I came here, and I stabbed my brother and my mother. And he just starts laughing, and then you see, like, the background also being kind of like this. I don't know what to make of this. But she's telling the truth. I mean, we already know this from her internal monologue when we first met her. Oh, yo, the next page is just one small. The first panel is just Borkson trying to process that, as Morena just looks at her with blank eyes. Huh? Huh? That's not enough at all. If complete understanding is 100, I'm at a 3 right now. I mean, yeah, that's the ultimate goal, but not, I guess, nothing about the methods she's using. Oh, you're very curious. All right. I should probably start with my upbringing. Oh, yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Do you know of the second track Fakers? I was gonna say Fakers track backwards. Do you know of the second track Fakers? Yes, the royals without succession rights, like you. Also, Borkson does know that, and she still cannot. She still can't understand why Morena would feel this way. Interesting. Yes, the actual Morena Prudo, but I'm not even a royal. The real Morena is in a grave marked for me. Wait, what? Wait, hold on a minute. Now I'm confused. What does she mean by this? I'm not even a royal. Yes, the actual Morena Prudo, but I'm not even a royal? Let's just keep on reading. What? Then who are you? What? De carne, levare, en lese majesté. No, that kind of sounds French. That should give you an idea. You're a carnival orphan. Okay. Just when I thought, like, oh, you know what, let me keep reading. But already we're getting, like, what? We thought we knew, the basics of what Morena, of who Morena was, but apparently not. Carne levare, literally farewell to the flesh, a carnival for the Kakin royal family held once every few years. The royal family travels incognito to a randomly selected village and holds a feast. Every single villager is sorted on the spot as an entertainer or other. Okay? Lese majesté, an offense against the crown punishable by death before modern times. Crimes even included lower-ranking officials speaking frankly and civilians looking a royal in the face. Even in present-day post-democratization, contraception, abortion, and genetic testing of royals are considered treasonous acts against the prosperity of a royal descendant and are immediately punishable by death. Ooh, okay. Friends, okay. Okay, I get the gist of what this is. Damn. Of course. My mother was forced to entertain their royals for several days without rest or sleep. Oh. Yeah, they entertain with quotation marks. Yikes. That's, I think we all know what that refers to. She was unable to even be aware that she'd become pregnant or given birth to me, and finally died when I was 2 years old. She was unable to even be aware that she'd become pregnant. What? This is so messed up in so many levels. That, Jesus. All carnival orphans were scarred at birth and sent to an institution, a base of operations for a human trafficking organization run by Haley and affiliated with the underground hospital that treated the mothers. Here we were scientifically sorted into second track fakers or flesh. I was categorized as flesh. For the next 20 or so years as flesh, you get the idea. Recently, I was fortunate to become boss of Haley. Second track faker, I was categorized as flesh. Now this one is a little less tricky, like flesh, like, you know, like the way that Morena's mother was treated, or in a different but still violent way. Well, I mean, Borkson gets it from the expression she has after hearing that. While I fulfilled my role as Flash, I discovered a certain talent of mine, and I honed it bit by bit. A younger Morena. That's my ability, which served as a catalyst from which I came to plot Kakin's demise. The carne levare is held irregularly. Orphans are classified according to the last two digits of the Kakin calendar. I'm year 98. Over the 20 years before I became Haley boss, there have been 7 batches of carnival children. 7, huh? Man, I don't know what I expected from this chapter, but this got so dark so quick. The most recent batch of orphans is year 20, last year's, meaning the last carnival was held 2 years ago, the year after the democratization commemoration celebration. Do you understand? Kakin has not changed at all, and it won't change ever. This is the general framework from which my desire to destroy Kakin grew. Oof, Borkson really got sobered up with that explanation. I mean, even before this, like, I was still like, you know what? Morena is valid in wanting to destroy the world. And now even with this more information, I'm like, you know what? Oh, this is definitely an antagonist that you really can't blame for hating the world. I need people to help me achieve my goal, each with special abilities. And the one whose ability will fill the most critical role is you. That's why we invited you here and why we're trying to recruit you. How do you know it's me? I can't answer that with this card, and that's it for this one. Okay. They're shuffling the cards again. Man. Wow. And we're only like 6 pages in? Crazy. Okay, please slide a card toward me and flip it over. Okay, so Borkson does. And it's the Joker card. The Joker, yes and no are no different to me, so this card has practically no effect on me. Yeah, so let me refresh myself on the Joker. The Joker can turn into yes or no. If this is your lost card, you can also make your choice. Okay. Discard the Joker and pick the next card. The Power card. Oh my god. I cannot with Morena's expressions this chapter, bro. Why is Togashi trying to make her look cute? And that screen tone again. Wow, you're asking about me twice in a row. I'm flattered. I'll try to explain as clearly as I can. Have you ever heard about Nen? Only recently. I don't know how much of what I've heard is right. It's basically a superpower and it's supposedly being used in the succession battle. That's correct, as a general understanding. It's true, it's like a superpower, but anyone can learn it with training. There are also abilities that can awaken people to Nen. My ability includes that aspect, so you don't need to train a long time. I see. Then could you tell me what your ability is? Yes. To put it simply, my ability is to give abilities to those with the same goal as me, and to spread that circle. I am the dealer or mater, as it were, with a maximum of 22 players or children. Once they earn enough points, they can also become a parent themselves and produce more children. Rather like a pyramid scheme. I listen to each of their goals, consider their attributes, and assist and support the development of their abilities. How cunning! Aim and ability, the structure of the explanation is such that no matter which is picked, first you want to hear the other. If I had picked ability first, she wouldn't go any further than this. To be honest, I rather, don't want Kakin to cease to exist. Duty, responsibility, national defense, none of it means much to me. Oh, each? Isn't it to destroy Kakin? I was going to float through the rest of the hopefully longest life ahead of me. It's unnerving to have someone else's big ambition suddenly waltz in and mess all that up. I don't need it. Damn. I mean, I feel like she definitely felt some sort of sympathy when Morena explained her origin and her motivation. But even Borksen now is like, okay, well, I still have my own goals and my own thing that I want to do. If she destroys everything, then that puts a dent on things, and I don't want that. Kinda, I don't know, feels kinda dismissive. Like, of course, I also don't want Morena to succeed because all the wonderful characters that I'm invested in the Hunter x Hunter world. But yeah, I feel like Borksen is even being a bit less considerate of it all. But she says though, duty, responsibility, national defense, none of it means much to me. But then she doesn't elaborate on what means so much to her that she still wants to keep moving towards her own goals. Oh, well. I was in military school since before I can remember, and I was taught that my duty was defending the country's safety, as long as war doesn't break out during my lifetime, right? Fortunately, I was smart enough to squeak into officer training school. We had to risk our lives to listen to pop songs from rival countries a few months after the release. But learning about the untouchable outside world was a normal part of our high school curriculum. We have the worst flood control in the world, yet we rank highest in manufacture of man-made particles that linger in the stratosphere and information processing throughput. That's the kind of country I live in, but it's still home. All I wanted was to have a modest, ordinary life in my own little corner. Oh, probably somewhere in between military prep school, instructor in the boonies, and I don't know. Secretary number 4 of the General Affairs Office Deputy Director at the National Defense Agency. I don't want any of this. Yeah, she's basically being like, like, yeah, Borksing has definitely been brainwashed by Kakin propaganda, but there's still a small part of me where it's like, I don't blame her in the sense of like she doesn't want anything to do with all this and just wants to live a happy life for herself. Is it selfish? Of course, but not everyone can just quit to everything that they have and quit because at the end of the day, Borkson didn't. Yeah, there's definitely a big degree of separation between the life Borkson has had and the one Morena has had. So, by that alone, like, yes, Borkson could have empathy, but it doesn't seem like she's the type to do so. Yeah, so she just wants a normal, quiet life for herself. Someone else can, do whatever with their life, as long as it doesn't interfere with hers. Now, this is really interesting. Things turned iffy when Beyond or whoever pledged to go to the new continent. And now we're talking about superpowers and destroying humanity? Destroying Kakin is my own personal small goal. I feel sorry for you. I really do. The larger goal we have in common here is killing people in general, either directly or indirectly. We all have different reasons and circumstances, targets and quotas. Those are all our own small goals. But even if I wanted someone in my life to go away, I never considered murder as an option. Yeah, like, I get it, I feel most people would fall in Borkson's line of thinking in that regard, like, just kill the whole world because of my suffering. Then again, if you can't think like that, then you haven't really gone through the type of suffering that someone like Morena has. So in a way, there's some privilege there for sure. You can afford to think like that. I'm glad I found out that you're an honest person and that I can't relate at all to your goals. The superpower is greatly affected by personality and state of mind. With this information, I have to get out of this extraordinary mess no matter what. Interesting that she phrases it like that. I can't relate at all to your goals. Like, what would have happened if Borkson was able to relate even just the smallest amount? I mean, I guess that's how most of the people that are in Haley right now are there because they relate to Morena's cause and feelings. You just said personality affects superpowers. How do you know my ability that I don't even have yet? It's important when you hardly know me. You can hide behind the rhetoric that everyone is special Isn't that a negotiation tactic to make me think I'm special? You're a specialist. But Nen abilities are classified into 6 types. Yep. Yours is very rare among them. One of my people is an enhancer. Do the dog pose over here. Okay. He enhanced his sense of smell and gained the ability to sniff out abilities. He's currently at the level where he can identify a person's type just from the faint aura they emit before they awaken to Nen. Oh, so that's Dogman's ability. Even now, he's searching for people like you, a specialist before they know Nen. It may not be accurate as it's from my own research, but I think the occurrence of a specialist is about 1 in 3,000 people. Surely you can figure out what that means. It's comparatively rare to be sure, but there could very well be 50 to 60 more of them aboard the ship. Whoa! That zooming on her eyes. It would be best if we can find someone with a larger goal in common. It doesn't have to be you in particular. In fact, he's come across a few specialists who know Nen already. He was quite excited that one of them was a floor master of the Heavens Arena, super famous among the MMA crowd. Oh, that's Krollo for sure. I honestly forgot that he was a specialist. That's what I mean by your risk increasing the longer the stakes. That's it for explaining abilities. I want to hear a bit more about the specialist, especially what kind of ability you'd have me acquire. That's closely related to the yes and no cards. I'll explain about a specialist, but very simply, it's just very useful. There are some practical limitations for the other types. Transmuters, for example, have a hard time learning manipulative abilities, but specialists have none of that. If there weren't any negatives at all, it's that they might not realize their specialist focus on another type and regret it later. This can and does happen. So if you know what you are beforehand, you can try learning a really unique ability that doesn't belong to any type, or a hybrid ability that would usually require training in multiple types to an advanced level. As a side note, I'm also a specialist. My ability is quite unique. Join me in learning and improving Nen abilities based on points. How convenient, an advanced hybrid of all 5 types, it seems. So of course, I have a specific request pertaining your ability. But that's more for this card over here, so I can't say anything else, I'm sorry. If you pick the yes card, I'll tell you what kind of ability I'd want you to learn if you choose to join us. It's part of the discussion of what role you'd be expected to have once you join our team, rather than a question on Nen abilities. Got it? Yes. No matter which card I pick next for the 4 remaining, it doesn't change my number of options. It seems like she'd still answer questions a bit on cards, even after they get sent to the graveyard, besides the question A card. The more information I have, the better, but the time risk she mentioned also comes into play. Whether I prolong this game or not can be decided once my options become limited. Okay. So Borkson goes and grabs a card, and it's the yes card. Oh dear, that's too bad. The second card and you're already not joining us? The others are also disappointed. This tells me at least that they haven't witnessed any cheating in the past. But don't be optimistic. Have they even played this game before with someone who doesn't want to join them? If I'm the first, of course they would react that way. Oh well, I'll do my best until the very end. No and X are very different after all. Do you want to know how? Well, sure, I'll oblige. I'll pick the no card. Okay, I'll explain what happens if the no card is the last to remain. The essential part is the difference. No means you won't join us, whereas X voids the game itself. We consider no as a firm expression of your will, a complete and irrevocable rejection. Here it comes. Yes and no are basically the same. This is the time to persuade. Threaten me until I think yes is the only option between yes or no. I'll take it to mean you and those around you will not be one of us. You'll be classified as other, simply points for us to accrue in order to level up and attain our goal. We won't try to recruit you again, however, we can't have you leave after you know our secrets. Ooh. No eyes on Morena's face as she says that. And there it is. Doesn't that basically mean even the X card is pointless? Yup. The third trap. That this game itself is all a trap to make me say yes. Yeah, there's literally no option for Borkson to say no. They're gonna kill her the moment she says no. If the X card remains, it would still be the same that you know our secrets, but that too will be included in the voiding of the game. Interesting set of small panels here. That doesn't mean we'd erase your memory. We'll trust you and pretend that none of this happened. And we'll try not to make any contact with you if at all possible. So that's what she means by... Well, that's what she's trying to appear. She's saying, by we can't have you leave after you know our secrets. Not to mention there will be no cheating by twisting that none of it happened into pulling a, hey, we've never met, how about let's play a game. We'll also try not to involve anybody around you. I specifically would go over the information we'll learn and the people you care about, share that info among us and avoid those people. Although considering our ultimate goal, the more correct expression will be, put them off until later. To save time, I need to ask outright. The X card not only has no merits for you, but the risks to you are high. I can't believe that you trust me under these circumstances either. Can you explain how this makes sense for you so I understand? Oh good, I was about to explain. It's actually a long story, but the merits are precisely that it's very risky. I see vows and limitations, high risk, high return. It's a very important component in then. If the negotiations fail in a game of life or death, well, that's it. If that comes at great risk, I must accept the outcome. By playing the game that way, my ability can more strongly support my team. It's the same for those who join. By taking on the risk that you die, if no is your last card, the effects of my ability and the resulting team unity become stronger. Okay. So it's because of name conditions. That didn't upset you much? Wonderful. Well, I knew it was coming, and I guess it doesn't feel real yet. Oh, it'll feel quite real when you're down to 2 cards. Go on. Okay, Borkson picks another card. Oh, it's the X card. Now the cards I have left are no, death, and return, survival. Oh, that's not looking good for her. Oh, what's this? Something called their attention. Beep beep. A special martial law has been declared. This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill. Damn, okay. We were so completely focused on these characters that are just, at the moment, very isolated from everything else that's happening in the Black Whale. That just like them, we also don't have any idea why this happened. A special martial law has been declared. It must have been Benjamin, right? Actually, that would make sense. But if Benjamin did his move, sorry, Hulkenberg did his move, then Benjamin wouldn't be able to do so. I don't know. That was just my first guess because it's the Prince conflict that it's the most recent, aside from Fugetsu with Lucerus. But I don't think that would happen. Oh my, I don't even remember what day this is. Is this the day that Melody and Kacho were like, oh, let's do that? I don't remember. I'm not even going to try and figure it out. But okay. Man, this chapter was heavy in tone. And yet, this also had, like, some of the most, like shoujo-esque panels with Morena in the whole arc. Like, that was almost, like, jarring. That really threw me off. Like, I can't tell if Morena is putting on an act when she does that, or if that's just really her. This is when I think, like, I'm getting a bit of a better understanding of her character. We get a bit of a curveball. But okay. Yeah. Like, right now I don't have any more thoughts on what we found out about her. I'm just gonna wait a week to formulate new thoughts, because that was a lot to take in, as well as Borksen's inner monologue reaction to it as well. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. So if you enjoyed my reaction, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.